What up, Jays? This is my first kneel down video of 2020. Again, I hope your year is going pretty decent. If not great, at least good. You know what I mean? We could always work up to great. Yeah, so hopefully you guys watched the first two parts of my working for USPS videos. This is the third and last part. I'm done. I'm so over. I don't miss the job. I think I miss a couple other people because during my regular life, I'm just like, is that so and so? Like, people look like, people I used to talk to. So I'm like, is that? No, that's not how. So that's how I figure that I probably miss a couple people. But the job itself, no, it was very bad. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard. There was some people who kind of slipped through the cracks with not doing anything. So kudos to them. They still got a paycheck. But for me and the ones who actually worked, it was not an easy task. There was three parts: the scanning, the pushing them heavy BMCs, and pretty much the loading of those boxes. And I hated the BMC part of it. You may ask, so okay, so would you do it over? I might. Yes, call me crazy. I might do it over only if I don't have to wake up that hour of the morning. I think that's the main part that really drained me. Because when I leave there and I come home and the sun is like this, it's hard for me to sleep. Even with these blackout curtains, it's just kind of hard for me to sleep. It's a mind thing, I guess. So when I should be sleeping, I'm like this. And when I'm supposed to be like up with the kids and all of that, I'm like. So that was really hard, but it's not a job where it is so difficult it can't be done. Anybody could do it. You understand? Anybody can do the job. It's a pretty easy job to learn, but it is physically demanding, as I said in the last two videos. I learned a couple things about myself during this whole 6-7 week period. I have a really good work ethic, state of the art, top of the line work ethic, and I'm really proud of myself for that because I've came really close to tears at night. I've actually cried on the job. I'll tell you guys about that. But I never missed a day. I was late a couple times, only like half an hour, 10 minutes, and I never missed a day. If thinking back, if I, think back on the times I woke up and took off my alarm and be like, I'm not going, and I actually stayed home every other night. But I got up and I pushed through and I worked, and I'm very, very proud of myself for that. One thing that I do not like while working at the hub, I guess, I don't know if the station or the plant is different, you have to search for answers. Like, you have to dig deep for answers because many a times, and this is on me a lot because I detest doing research. I hate doing research. So this is on me a lot, but I was always like, huh? What? Really? Like, I always like hear little news here and there. I was never like up on top of things, if you know what I mean. I was never up on top of things. And while working at the post office, you have to be up and on top of things. You have to be diligent. You have to search for your answers. You have to dig. You have to ask around. You have to be on your boss's asses. You just have to. You understand? You have to know what's going on, to just get to be on top of everything, because there's a lot of things to be on top of that slip through my fingers. um Another thing is that a friend of mine, Cozell, actually told me that it's good to have somebody in there that have your back, and it is definitely true. Although I'm not good at making friends or whatever, I was able to get close with a friend, and we exchanged numbers and all of that stuff. And this is where having somebody have your back comes in. I think it was the day before. Yeah, I think it was the day before New Year's Eve. Yeah. And my friend had left before me. And like a half an hour later, the top supervisor came out and said, well, the next day we'll be getting off early. So if you come for 3, it's best you come for 12, make your hours. Now, I could have just held on to that information and be like, cool, yeah, I'm informed, let go. I called my friend and I let her know, well, girl, come in early because so and so is the case, you know? It could have been flipped. I could have been the one who left early, you know what I mean? So that was a good tip. It's not that I made a friend to for that reason. It just happened like that, and then I click back and be like, oh, she really did say have somebody, you know? It just clicked back at me after the fact. So yeah, it's really good to just have at least one person who got your back. You have theirs, so if you hear something, you can inform them. If they hear something, they could inform you, because people get a lot of information and they don't necessarily share it with everybody, you know what I mean? So as I told you guys, there's mainly 3 parts to the job: the scanning, the moving them BNCs up and down, and loading the trucks and whatever, right? So my worst part is pushing the BMCs. When I tell you those things are heavy, they're heavy. I got nicked behind my ankle once. I felt like I was gonna die. I know a few people who got nicked. It's just not a good feeling. That's why they tell you push it, but sometimes it's more convenient to pull when there's so much going on and you need to see what you're doing. Yeah, don't pull them. Always try to push them. Although it takes you maybe 10 minutes to get from point A to point B, and it'll take you probably 3 minutes if you pull. You do not want that nicking you behind your ankle. I cried for that when it nicked me, and I put the BMC in the corner. I went, shed a little tear. I also cried when I was pushing a very, very heavy BMC and the wheel just was not cooperating. I felt like going home. I felt like, you know what? Screw this, I don't need it. Bye. I cried. My eyes filled up with tears. A couple of them dripped on my face. I wiped it off and I got back to work. It was stressful. But the experience was very, very good, very interesting, something to put on my resume. Money was made, experience had, and all of that good stuff. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I went through it, and right now I'm just waiting for them to call me back. It is based on scores, and I did not score that great, guys. I scored in the 70s, so my score was not that great. So I'm not sure when they're gonna call me back. I thought it was just, I don't know what I thought callback was based on, but I was told it's based on scores, and if that's the case, I may not be called back until, let's not say, you know what? New Year. I'm gonna be called back soon, because why? I have a good work ethic. I was good with my supervisors. I had no run-ins with them. I was there every day and I actually worked. So sprinkle all that blessings and positivity on my part, and we're gonna push through with that. And I guess that's all I have to say in this video. I don't want this video to be too crazy long. It's probably already 8 minutes, and that's enough. So if you guys are planning to work for the USPS and you're applying around the holiday time, you're applying around the holiday time. That is how the hub is. I've told you about it, you've seen it. I can't talk on how the plant is. all right, because I haven't worked in one. I told you how the hub is, so that's what it is. The plant, I believe you're working on those big machines, all right? And I do not think you deal with heavy boxes. So just putting that out there, just saying, if in the future you can tell somebody, it can be for your own resources or whatever the deal is, all right? So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think I left anything out, but I think that if they don't call me by the end of February, I will be making calls myself, because we were very lucky in our zip code. There was a co-worker that actually worked at a station, so she know the ins and outs, and she gave me some numbers that I can call and ask questions and stuff like that. So I will be taking advantage of that information. Thanks, girl. Came in clutch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thumbs up if you find this video interesting, informative, whatever, if you enjoyed it, all right? And I will see you guys in my next video.